77 WABC or Cumulus Media.
Hey girl, what's up? I know, it's 1 a.m., so what are we doing? Oh yeah, let's totally go to that place. I love that place. Wait a minute. What is that? No, shut up for a second. There's like a light in the sky, or a bird, or something. Oh no, oh my god, it's getting closer. Oh my god, it's gonna hit me! Ah! It's an angel. Really? Oh my god, it's Frankie Russo. Yep, it's Frankie. I know, I thought he was a janitor at the local boxing gym too.
I guess you're half right. What's up, girl? Oh no! I did it again! I messed up my coordinate system!
Hey guys, it's the Frankie Russo Show, and here's Frankie!
Nothing can stop me, I'm all the way up! I'm all the way up! I'm all the way up! This is the Frankie Russo Show! How you doing out there? How you doing? That's right! Welcome to RussoNation.tv! Home of America's Team.today! And guess what? This is yours truly, Frankie Russo! Woo! Got a great show for you tonight, great show. But before we start, I'd be remiss. Today is my mom's birthday. I'm telling you. I gotta shout out my moms, man. I miss my father. My pops passed away almost 10 years ago. And tonight, today's my mom's birthday. Love my mom. I'm with her. You call me a mama's boy, whatever you want. I love my mother. For the grace of God Almighty, happy birthday, moms.
Happy birthday.
Angel, my angel, 813. That's what I'm talking about. 800. Happy birthday, moms. 800-848-9222. So what are you... Trump was right. Trump was right! Stop me, I'm all the way. Yeah! Trump was right!
Welcome to the boardroom.
Obama Clinton administration is a criminal enterprise. Therefore, the Obama Clinton crime family is fronting for radical Islamists. They equal ISIS! Statistically significant, absolutely. Lee Smith, Weekly Standard, Iran-ISIS connection. December 2011 withdrawal of U.S. troops from Iraq left a vacuum that has been filled by Iran. In particular, by the Quds Force, General Soleimani. The U.S. departure left Iraq's then Prime Minister Maliki free to wage a sectarian campaign against the Sunnis, including the tribes who had fought side by side with American forces against Al-Qaeda in Iraq, ISIS. In addition, the Sunnis eventually lined up with the remnants of Al-Qaeda in Iraq as well as the dead-enders from Saddam Hussein's military and intelligence services who today constitute much of ISIS's leadership. The Islamic State is in many aspects simply the bloodiest, the most fanatical, we know this, part of a region-wide Sunni uprising against Iran's imperial ambitions in the Middle East. That's what that civil war is all about in Syria. After idly watching as this is the Lee Smith article, hundreds of thousands of Sunnis were slaughtered by Assad, the administration finally moved to protect Yazidis and Christians targeted by ISIS in Iraq. The White House said there were no good guys in this Syrian conflict, but U.S. airstrikes targeted ISIS and other Sunni terror organizations. Even while we promised Iran, listen to this, we promised Iran that we could avoid hitting Assad and Shiite terror groups like Hezbollah and the IRGC, Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps. Administration spokesmen and media surrogates explained that the White House wasn't going to set up a no-fly zone in Syria, thereby serve as Al-Qaeda's air force. But when General Soleimani and the Iraqi militants couldn't take Tariq, I worked on this all day, back from ISIS on their own, the administration had no problem tasking American pilots to, in effect, serve as the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps' air force. The administration is similarly flying drones. Listen to this. The administration is similarly flying drones over Lebanon that feed intelligence to Hezbollah-controlled units of the Lebanese armed forces. Hezbollah is the terrorist arm of Iran. So these drones, they're fronting these frauds, the 1,000 hits on the radical Islamists, which is really a ruse because we've created a vacuum. And though the Al-Qaeda core has been whacked from 2001, right? Still, the influence of ISIS and Iran and the Al-Qaeda in Iraq, Al-Qaeda in particular, has grown enormously. Since Washington is now seen as Iran's ally, the White House is also understood to be taking sides against the Sunnis, who happen to be the regional majority by a margin of 9-1. Interesting. Iraq's Sunni Arab tribes have thus lined up with ISIS because they do not see a better choice. This is according to Lee Smith. More troops on the ground aren't enough to change their minds. Absent a change in policy, there will be more Americans put in harm's way on behalf of Iran's interests. Crazy stuff. By partnering with Iran, the White House has only ensured that ISIS will grow, drawing its strength from wider Sunni population, and that obviously happened. Now, as General David Petraeus and other U.S. commanders in Iraq showed in fighting Al-Qaeda in Iraq, we know how to beat them. In 2007, the only way to defeat a menace like the ISIS is to strip it of its base of support in the broader Sunni community. And the only way to do that is to make clear to the Sunnis that the United States is not going to leave them to the mercies of the Islamic Republic of Iran and its allies. According to Lee Smith, the Weekly Standard, he's not a Trump guy, okay? To defeat the Islamic State, the Obama administration is going to have to turn against Iran first. There it is. That's why the Obama-Clinton crime family are radical Islamists, statistically significant. They are ISIS. Because they were never going to turn against Syria. They were never, when Assad crossed that red line with the chemical weapons, and he sent his spokespeople to the Congress, telling them we got to do something. He wasn't going to do anything because he's fronting for Iran. He's fronting for ISIS. Fronting for Iran is fronting for ISIS, because ISIS, conceivably, you can't argue that ISIS is at least. Iran is materially supporting ISIS in some way. There's no way that Iran is going to allow this Sunni militia to tour the North African Middle East region rogue. No way. 800-848-9222. Let's hear from Trump, and we're going to take some calls. This is the Frankie Russo Show. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Are you ready? Are you ready?
I'm ready,
Our country has to start getting tough. We have to be vigilant. We have to be vigilant. We have to be smart. We have to know that there's all sorts of traps out there. We're not going to be politically correct all the time, politically correct. We're going to make our country strong again. We're going to make our country respected again. We're going to use our finest people. We're going to use our brightest minds. We're going to make great deals, great transactions. We're not going to be a scapegoat and stupid people anymore. We're not going to allow the world to continue to rip us off. We are going to get along great with the world, but we're not going to let it happen anymore. We're going to say, and I say it now, America first. America first.
That's what I'm talking about, DT. That's what I'm talking about. 800 848 9222. Yo, that's it. Tell it, girl. Oh, Sarah Palin. Oh. Oh, man. I can see Sarah Palin in a towel right now. I knocked on the door. She opens the door, and she's got a towel. I'm sorry. I can't help it. I'm sorry. I always go there. I'm sorry. There it is! Frankie, relax. Hey, I got my fellow Latina. I'm going to go to my Latina right here. Annie from the Bronx. I'm going with ladies first. What's poppin', Annie? We're pumping the Trump! You there, Annie?
I wish that Donald Trump had not even said that he was being sarcastic.
He was right!
Absolutely. It was fundamentally right to the core. Not only is Obama and Hillary, especially Obama, the founder, he is the implementer, the establisher. He is the gateway. He is.
Tell him, girl.
Exactly. He is the processor because of his weakness and porosity.
He's the conduit, right? He's the conduit.
Exactly how they had no momentum till he came in. This is exactly how they infiltrated every single vacuum. And this is very methodical.
Right.
This is really important to analyze this about this guy. It says a lot about his character. Okay? Not only did he take our soldiers out, but he left behind artillery. So it was just like, not only can you come in, but our blood, sweat, tears, and money will pay for the damage that you will do. It was very, very important to him that the legacy not be left for Bush. There was a very good job that was done. And this is why our men come back broken, confused, suicidal, because they're willing to come back.
Unbelievable.
No, they're willing.
You're right on point, honey.
When they go to war, they're willing to come back without limbs. But they're hoping to come into the arms of America. Here we are, we don't even understand their mission because it was ill-represented. So Barack Obama is definitely the establisher. That should be the word. And one more thing, if I can. Sorry. Go ahead, love. Sorry.
Yeah,
sorry.
You're on such a roll, honey. I couldn't stop you. You know how I am.
Well, I just wanted to say that from the beginning.
But listen, you're 100% right. And if you mentioned it. If you just look at Egypt, right? Muslim Brotherhood was, according to the Washington Post, Muslim Brotherhood was working with the Islamic Republic of Iran, and we sent them $1.5 billion and 20 jet fighters. If you look at Libya, like you were saying, we armed through the Operation Zero Footprint, Claire Lopez, Kenneth Timmerman, we armed the Libyan Islamic Fighting Group. They are, according to U.S. Treasury Department, Al-Qaeda affiliates. They're terrorists. And if you just look at the other group, we have Libya, we have Egypt, and now look at Iran. And so Andy, what I'm trying to say is you're 100% right. Iran is the Shia militia, which I believe they are. The 90% of the military spending went up when they got that 100. They didn't even get it. They're doing badly, and 90% of the military went up. Muslim Brotherhood, we got to watch them now. Muslim Brotherhood, they tried it with Morsi, they tried it with Libya with the transnational Mustafa Jalal and Abdel Hakim Belhaj.
The Muslim Brotherhood very easily.
They're the Sunni side of this thing. Because it's crazy because Hamas, which is the Palestinian branch of Muslim Brotherhood, they're Sunni, and then the Al Qaeda, which is basically, according to all intents and purposes, they're the militant branch of Muslim Brotherhood. So this whole thing, Obama is playing his game, but he's arming. Obama-Clinton administration is arming, materially supporting these radical Islamists. Annie, thank you for the call. Annie, thank you so much for the call. 800-848-9222. This is the Frankie Russo Show. We're going to kick to... Let's go to Chris in Bensonhurst. What's poppin', Chris?
Thank you.
What's up,
How you doing, Frank?
Beautiful. How about you?
Well, listen, this is my point. If Hillary gets into the White House, I think it's going to be turned into a whorehouse.
Why do you say that?
Think about this.
What do you say that?
Bill Clinton and Anthony Weiner are going to be creeping around that place.
Yo! Anthony Weiner is still sexting.
Today.
Right? He's still sexting, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, he's creeping around, and Uber Abedin and Hillary are going to get the presidential strap-on out.
Hillary's gonna strap it on, right? Yo, check this out.
How are they going to hold
There she goes.
the country?
Is that you? Is that you over there? Is that you? Is that from you? Hey, listen, my brother. Weiner's sexting new gal in the New York Post. Anthony Weiner, Carlos Danger is at it again. Has accused Cindy Lathers. Listen to that name.
Yeah, I think that's the name.
Has accused the pervy Anthony Weiner up to his old tricks again.
Nothing's going to get done in that White House.
I'm telling you. Hey, Huma Abedin is 5'9".
Uncle Trump.
Thank you, my brother. 800-848-9222. Yo, man, Huma Abedin, she's 5'9". She's hot. Huma Abedin's got some body to her, huh? I'm telling Frankie, come on, man. What are you doing? Let's go to Jack in Bay Ridge. What's poppin', Jack? You there? What's up, bro? What are we doing?
Are you aware of the amount of pardons that Obama has already issued?
I heard, like 600?
At least that, almost 5 times more than the...
Hey, he's a radical. It's statistically significant. I believe he's a radical Islamist. And as Trump says, I believe he's ISIS.
Absolutely.
If you really just look at it, there's no way that we're going to go against Iran. I think ISIS is a ruse, meaning that I'm not saying it doesn't exist, but it's not the real players in this game. Iran is going to be the regional, for the sake of a better word, a hegemony, whatever it is, and Iran is going to be the global dominant power in this North African, Middle Eastern region. And there's no way Iran-Iraq war, the Jerusalem Post, they came out with a nice article on Iran's power and regional power, and there's no way that Iran is going to come out with and allow Iraq to be a rogue militia. There's no way. Sunni militia. There's just no way. It ain't happening.
Interesting. Frankie, one other idea. What about the Fed holding up this economy in the event that Hillary is elected, God forbid?
That's a great point, man. It's really, this economy, as we all know, is so manipulated, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Just look at the financial market. I mean, I'm not a financial expert. I don't get paid the big bucks, but if you just
look at mirrors right now,
right, exactly, smoke and mirrors. The numbers don't drive, and they're starting to have a problem hiding the numbers because the numbers are just not making sense. And quite frankly, I hope not Venezuela, because Venezuela is the runaway inflation, and that's one of my biggest fears.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
the runaway inflation. Prices right now. If we're looking at depression-like inflation, we all got a problem. The essentials, right? So
it's a house of cards right now. I think after the election, anything can happen right now. It's all subject to all possibilities, I think.
Absolutely, my brother. Thank you for the call.
Okay.
800-848-9222. Let's kick to Joey at Tom's River. What's poppin', Joey? You there? 800-848-9222. This is the Frankie Russo Show. We got Joey in Tom's River.
Hello, Frankie.
What's up, bro?
I'm a little disgusted with Donald. I mean, I wish he shuts his mouth sometimes.
Oh, man.
You're fired.
Yeah, fire. He's going to fire everybody. They're all against him, bro.
No, I know they are. I don't know what the solution is, though. That's the whole thing.
You don't know what the solution is? We're going to let's go.
Listen, clean house, but clean house when you get elected.
Yeah, but let's get him elected, and he's going to get elected. We got to stop reading. Bro, I don't know if this is statistically significant right now because I haven't looked into all the data, but we got Facebook. Trump's got 10 million likes. Hillary Clinton's got 5 million.
Oh, really?
Trump's live stream posts are 1.5. He's got 1.5 million views. Hillary Clinton's only got 321 million views. Trump's Twitter, 10.6 million. He's got 30% more Twitter followers.
These polls that they're coming up with are phony polls?
Well, according to Pat Cadell, who's not a Trump guy, Pat Cadell claims that these are fake polls started off by that Reuters has that rolling poll. And from that rolling poll, according to Pat Cadell, all this fake polling has come out, and he's claiming that the pro-Clinton media bias is a terrifying crisis in democracy. He's not Trump. Clinton Foundation is literally a RICO waiting to happen. We've been saying it up here at 77 WABC for the last year. And he's claiming that the media will go into overdrive to protect Hillary Clinton from the bombshell revelation that her campaign chair Podesta raked in millions from a Russian government technology initiative and failed to disclose their money on federal forms. So he's claiming that, for example, not only are they faking the polls, but they're also, obviously, the mainstream press is controlling the narrative. They're controlling the argument. They're trying to say that Trump's got all this relationship with Russia, not like Hillary.
Well, it's the other way around.
It's the other way around. Exactly. She's laughing at us, huh? She's laughing at us.
So then what you're saying is we can expect to see Hillary go to jail and her husband?
There you go, my brother, because Trump is going to win. It's going to be a tsunami.
Oh, how I hope. I hope.
You got to get everybody. You know what we got to work on? These cruise crew cats, these conservatives. I'm a constitutional conservative.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, if there's such a constitutional conservative, ask them, what about the Supreme Court?
Yeah.
Isn't that important to you? And how could you support the libertarian candidate?
The scary times.
That guy, Joey, that guy was voted in by the party leaders. People are they're forting up like they're Fugaziing out over here. Joey, thank you.
They're foaming at the mouth.
Oh, my God. Joey, thank you for the call, man.
See you later.
You got it, brother. 800-848-9222. Let's try Rob from Garden City, and then we're going to hear from Trump. What's poppin', Rob?
Hello?
What's up, my brother?
How you doing, Frankie?
You're on the Frankie Russo show, son.
I know. I listen to you every week.
You're the best, brother.
In fact, I work late just to listen to you.
Are you serious?
In my truck. Yeah, I'm still working.
You're in the truck? You got a truck?
I'm in a truck.
Could you hit the horn?
What?
Could you hit the horn?
Nah.
Okay, my brother. What's poppin'? What we doing?
Listen, I want to ask you something. I want to ask your opinion on something. Those dates that the debates were supposedly taking place, that Trump doesn't want to, debate on them because, the dates were Monday, whatever, football games?
Right.
Do you think that was done purposely on the Democrats' part?
Absolutely. Come on, man.
Because
great points.
I think the Democrats are betting that the American people are that damn stupid. Instead of watching something that's important, that's going to affect their lives and their children's and their grandchildren, right?
Absolutely.
That they would rather watch a football game. That's totally meaningless. Now, don't get me wrong. I like sports, but you want to know something? I got to put my priorities in where they belong.
That's what I'm talking, my brother. My brother, you're absolutely right. I agree with you 100%. And we got to keep fighting. And Trump is going to make it happen. I'm telling you. I believe in Donald Trump. He's our next president. My brother, thank you for
listen, I really hope he does, man, because, I'm tired of feeling... Let me tell you another thing. I'm tired of feeling like a foreigner in my own in my own city.
Okay, my brother. Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, listen. Okay. I got no problem with legal immigration. I have no problem with
me either.
Right?
Me either. I got no problem with that. But
and he's radical Islamists.
We know it's not legal. We know it's not legal. We know that there's a lot of things being done.
A lot of things, bad things.
That's totally wrong.
Rob, thank you for the call, my brother.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you. 800-848-9222. Let's listen to Trump. And we're gonna finish this. We're going into the second half. This show flies, man. It's crazy stuff, man. Frankie Russo show. Yeah.
We're gonna cut the hell out of taxes. My tax plan is cutting business taxes way down and cutting taxes for middle income and everybody way down. We want to put our people back to work.
Let's make America great again. Listen up. Donald Trump, alright? Hey, pump the Trump, pump the Trump, pump the Trump.
No more pussyfooting around.
You tell him, girl. Sarah Palin, baby.
Yo,
Woo!
It is what it is. You can love him or hate him.
Pump the Trump, baby! We're pumping the Trump. You know, the ladies are coming out for Frankie Russo tonight in numbers. Let's go to Lisa in Long Island. Let's hear what she has to say about Trump. Yeah, my heart's pounding. What's up, Lisa?
Hi, Frankie.
All these
how are
ladies,
you?
I have to be nice. Go ahead.
Hi, Frankie. Happy birthday to Mrs. Frankie Russo, Frankie's mother.
Thank you so much. That's
so nice.
you know, you call me a mama's boy, whatever you want. I love my moms. You know.
You better. That's wonderful. You're a good boy.
Thank you.
Frankie, I just want to say this. This is very important, and Trump has sort of alluded to this.
Yeah.
It's not who votes, it's who counts the votes. Let's not forget that.
Great point,
correct?
Lisa. Lisa's being slick tonight.
I think that's what he's saying.
Right.
People don't know how to read between the lines.
Interesting.
When you walk away from those machines, you know what? Those gremlins in there might do something.
Hey, Lisa.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, that's what you got to watch out for, not all
Absolutely.
this other nonsense.
Well, absolutely. We have to watch everything, unfortunately.
Okay, the other thing I want to bring up is all these polls that they take every day,
Right.
these nonsense polls.
Right.
You want to know what the most interesting one is that nobody's paying attention to?
Oh, let me hear. I'd like to hear. What?
Oh, okay. I don't know if you know this, but a lot of the tattoo parlors, a lot of people are coming in, men and women, and getting Trump tattoos.
Interesting.
They're not getting Hillary tattoos. So what does that tell you?
Though that's anecdotal, there's no scientific.
Very interesting, though.
Absolutely, because that now to add to what you're saying, Facebook. I have a big Facebook thing. I'm into a lot of Facebook. Well, all social media, and a lot of the profile pictures that I see, everything is Trump. Everybody's
and
using.
another thing, I want to make one more interesting thing. All the comedy shows and comedy writers, if Trump doesn't get in, they're not going to have anything good to do because they're not going to make fun of Hillary for the next 4 years. Hopefully it's not 8.
That's an interesting point.
Trump gets in, they have good material. So it's a win-win for everybody, even if they make fun of him.
So Lisa, your argument seems to be like a counter, maybe intuitive, a counter whatever.
What?
You seem to be countering like the general wisdom, like these polls.
I know a lot of things.
Interesting. Lisa.
Frankie, have a great show and happy birthday, and give your mom a big kiss and a big hug because she brought you into this world.
Thank
you, Frankie. Bye-bye.
Thank you. God bless you. 800-848-9222. This is the Frankie Russo Show, and I'm going to kick to Felix from Pennsylvania. What's poppin', Felix?
Hey, good morning, Frankie.
I got you. You're on the clock, kid. Shoot.
Okay, all right. The press conference of our commander-in-defeat, President Obama. Okay, compliments of his press corps stooges. He snatched defeat from the jaws of victory by withdrawing out of Iraq, right, with the help of the Secretary of Surrender #1, Hillary Clinton.
Absolutely.
He could qualify as a founding father of ISIS. We're going to save the MVP for Iran.
Okay.
But you know how we could lose the fight against ISIS? By making bad decisions, by killing innocent civilians, and of course instituting offensive religious tests on people who want to enter our country.
Okay. Also, not voting for Trump, voting for the traitor, right?
There you
voting
go.
for the radicalism is voting for ISIS. Because voting.
There you go. Now here's number two.
Go ahead,
all right, he becomes MVP for Iran. Okay, because of the Iran deal. He says thanks to the timing of this Iran deal, we were able to deal with a number of issues at one time. This repayment of money allegedly that we owed, and he saved us billions of dollars, right?
Right.
And of course these people that were being held captive by Iran. Okay. Well, anyway, the litigation risks that were negotiated by the Iran deal, and since we were in conversations with them, our Secretary of Surrender #2 was able to meet with their foreign minister and clear accounts on several different issues that converged at the same time. And it was important of us to take opportunity to deal, to make that deal. Now, interestingly, he went smugly on to say that not only our intelligence community, but also the Israeli intelligence community and military acknowledged that the Iran deal has been a real game changer. That was an outright lie. I went and looked it up. I looked this up.
Right.
Okay. And according to Netanyahu and Sachi Hanagbi, who is the minister in the Prime Minister's office in charge of national security and foreign affairs, he's got a most impressive resume, wondered which Israelis they talked to. And here is the Iran deal, and here's where the Iran deal ties into corporate card. And this is what Hanagbi said. The Western world stands in line and chases after the Iranian economy. Western companies that for decades stayed away from Iran are now in competition with each other for the rights to enter the Iranian markets.
Very interesting, my brother. Very interesting.
That's amazing. I mean, you tie all these lies together, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
you bring it full circle around the corporate card.
You're talking about, to tell everybody, you're talking about the Corker bill.
The Corker bill, yes, the one that actually enabled the Iran deal to go through.
The 99-1, where Tom Cotton was the only guy to vote against it, and they reduced the threshold for Obama from like 60 plus to like 30 to override the veto. My brother, thank you so much for the call.
And that shows how everyone's being paid off. I mean,
absolutely,
also.
Absolutely. Thank you for the call, man. Thank you.
Yeah, catch you later.
God bless you. 800-848-9222. Let's go to Chris in New Jersey. We're moving tonight. I got 23 minutes left. What's up, Chris?
Hey Frankie, this on August 2nd, this attorney for the DNC who filed a class action suit,
right,
for Bernie Sanders, he got bumped off on August 2nd.
Right.
That guy dropped dead. He wasn't even 40 years old.
Oh my God, this is like.
So they knocked another one off.
Hey, are you going to Weekend on Bernie's? I heard Bernie got his third. This socialist got his third summer home, $600,000 home. You think the Clinton?
He got paid off.
You think the Clinton Foundation paid him off? Or maybe
they got plenty of money.
Yeah, because he's got three. You know, he's trying to keep up with his mentor, Fidel Castro. Fidel Castro, according to all published reports, has like 4 to 6 summer homes, and he's worth about $20 million. Don't you love these socialists?
Well, the one thing that's funny is they're talking about all this Donald Trump saying this and that, and they're picking at little tiny things. Meanwhile, the Clintons are throwing bodies out of the limousine. And
it's unbelievable. Among other things, sex slaves.
Well, about the
coochie.
Well, the Iranian scientist.
You brought it up.
They hung that guy.
Jesus. Absolutely.
Now this was only past week.
So what do you think about this thing? Because they're trying. I don't have the tie-in yet to the server, but it was on her server. This is why, right now it's circumstantial. We got to wait for more data to come out. But bro, I believe.
We know the guy Assange, right?
Right.
Who's got the WikiLeaks? He said that he got that through a BitTorrent. So he was tipped off. That's like Morpheus when they used to do the file sharing with the music. Well, now they got BitTorrents. So somebody told him, all you got to do is put all the stuff in a folder and just give it a name. He searched for the name and they got it. So someone tipped him off. That was the guy who was killed 2 weeks ago.
So this is starting to support what we've been saying up here at 77 WABC, that server parked. That State Department server parked outside of the purview of the United States government is fake. It's put there to be hacked.
I do believe the Clintons are so evil that they have infiltration that people don't even want them in.
That's crazy.
You know, and Hillary knows that. And you want to call her up? I got a new dog whistle.
Hey, Chris, but isn't this crazy though when you think about it? Hey, Chris, before we move,
there she is.
Yeah,
she's tripping on the stairs. Frankie, help her. She can't get up the stairs.
She can't get up the stairs. I'll help her. You know, let me tell you, when she was a first lady, she was hot. You know? She was. Here I go again. I'm sorry. I can't help it. Once we start interjecting the ladies, this is what happens. My brother.
Hey, Frankie, you know, I mean, we got to vote for Trump because we can't let Rover take over.
Exactly. Chris, thank you for the call, man.
All right, take care.
800-848-9222. Let's kick to Tommy in New Jersey. Tommy in New Jersey. You there?
Hello, Frankie.
What's up, my bruh?
Well, let me tell you, I'm an old retired DEA agent, 34 years on the job.
Ooh.
And back in 1995, I documented for posterity, and also I brought it down to Mary Jo White, the U.S. Attorney.
Oh, sure.
And she declined to do anything about it. But what I documented was that what we call the Cuomo cartel, the agents called it, was allowing tons of cocaine to go into the traffic in and around New York and all over the United States just in order to seize the cash that they might get out of it. And that cash, we were later told, went to support the Hillary Senate campaign.
Amazing. That's
through
amazing.
Various surreptitious means.
So this information that you're conveying to between me and you.
Yeah.
This information has been documented in open source?
I documented it in memo form, and I brought it, hand-carried it down to Mary Jo White.
Mary Jo White right now she's with the SEC, right? Is she still?
Yeah. She was the U.S. Attorney in the Southern District of New York at the time.
Right.
And I hand-carried it down to her. And she read it, and she looked at it, and she said, "Are you sure?" And I said, "Absolutely, 1,000% positive." And she did nothing about it. Absolutely nothing about it.
Could you send me? Do you have that in electronic form?
It was up on a site where I got it.
Could you send it to my?
After I wrote the memo, it was on a website called DEA Watch. I don't know if it's still in existence or not.
Could you find it for me and email it to me, man?
I could probably do that.
You know what I'm also looking for? frusso14@aol.com. I'm also looking for the person. Maybe you could help me. I'm looking for the person, the individual that gave the command order to John Brennan to scrub all of those files of the radical Islamists that Philip Haney was compiling.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't. I don't know anything about that.
John Brennan is a former. See, because according to the New York Post, John Brennan scrubbed those files, and according to Philip Haney, if he had those files, he could have stopped San Bernardino. He could have stopped Orlando. So who within the DHS, who within these agencies, these executive branch under in the Obama cabinet, are scrubbing files to protect the radical Islamists and allow Americans to get killed?
Well, that's a whole other situation. I'm not familiar with that, but I am familiar with, again, that Hillary's Senate campaign got millions of dollars from drug trafficking.
Well, that's great, because I'd love to
in and around New York.
I'd love to see that, because I got interesting data on drugs flying in from the southern border. ISIS is out there, and we got ISIS hooking up. We got ISIS in 2011. I've said this before, hooking up with not ISIS, the Quds Force. Well, why am I not shocked? The Quds Force working with an Iranian American and the Mexican drug cartel, giving him hundreds of thousands of dollars to come in on America and whack the ambassador to Saudi Arabia, ambassador
well, let me tell
to the
you
United
just one
States.
other thing that
Saudi Arabia, ambassador to the United States.
You might know about, but have forgotten it. It appeared in the press some time ago. When Bill was the governor,
right,
there was a helicopter that landed on the governor's grounds at the mansion.
Right.
And the pilot was a guy named Barry Seal, and on the plane was some Colombian military officers, and Barry Seal was one of the biggest and most successful cocaine smugglers ever into the United States.
That's amazing, brother.
He was a former Green Beret captain. He was one of the first
it's crazy.
Pilots to fly the big jumbo jets for commercial airliners, and he was assassinated down in Louisiana by some Colombians.
Crazy,
and it was because he was close to giving up things.
My brother Tom, thank you for the call. Send me. You got my email address, frusso14@aol.com.
Okay.
Thank you so much. We're going to kick this some Trump. That was a great call, by the way. Thank you. 800-848-9222. We're going to come back last quarter. Frankie Russo Show. Let's hear from Trump, and let's finish this, baby. Frankie Russo, yeah. 800-848-9222. We're getting things together over here. Last quarter, Frankie Russo Show.
Hillary Clinton wants to shut down energy production and shut down the mines, and she wants to shut down, and she said it just recently, she wants to shut down the miners. I want to do exactly the opposite. A Trump administration will also ensure that we start using American steel for American infrastructure and aluminum. It will be American workers who are hired to do the job. Nobody else. American workers. We are going to put American steel and aluminum back into the backbone of our country. This alone
will create massive numbers of jobs, high-paying jobs, good jobs, on trade, on immigration, on foreign policy. We are going to put America first again.
That's what I'm talking about. We're pumping the Trump tonight. Our last quarter. I'm going to kick to some calls. We got Carol from Long Island. What's poppin', Carol?
How you doing, Frankie?
How are you, honey?
Good. I just wanted to say that with all these medias and all these polls, they're just trying to discourage everybody and trying to make them not go to vote at all or change their vote. And we have to make sure that people really get out to vote for Trump, because if we do it enough, if enough people get out to vote, all those polls could go to hell, won't mean anything. We just have to convince people not to listen to them.
Absolutely, and they're talking about there's a big hidden Trump vote in the nation.
Oh, I hope so.
According to the Washington Examiner, it's a secret Trump vote. And they're claiming that the hidden vote is seen when anonymous online polls are compared to phone call interview polls where people have to be more public in stating who they support. Now, online polls are not scientific because not everybody has internet access. Like in the Truman Dewey election, nobody had telephones, so that poll was not accurate. But over here, it's interesting. I'm looking for some statistical significance, but right now, we could say that I believe there's a hidden. I don't have any data. I don't have a scientific poll or whatever to show this hidden vote, but I believe there is a hidden vote.
I wish we had a stronger media on our side.
Absolutely.
It seems like we only have Fox News and only some of them and not all of them, and not enough people are fighting for our side. And it's just Trump has wonderful ideas, and he could really help this country. It's just terrible what Hillary's going to do to us is going to destroy whatever's left of our country. It's very frightening to think of what's going to happen if she gets in.
There she goes, honey. She's laughing at us. Carol, thank you for the call.
Thank you, Frankie.
God bless you. 800-848-9222. Let's kick to Steve in the Bronx. What's poppin', Steve? And then I got David in Long Island. I got 11 minutes left.
Frankie!
What's up, my brother?
Yeah, this is Steve the trucker.
I like that. Another truck driver. I love it.
I grew up in the Bronx, but now I live in Yonkers. I'll give you $2 on the horn.
That's what I'm talking about. Can you do that again, son? Do that again.
Hey, you're a good man.
Thank you, my brother.
I'm going to watch all the football games. I ain't going to watch. That's what we got to tell everybody. Just vote for Trump and don't worry about that.
Don't you love Trump? I love Trump, man. Trump is the bomb, man.
He's my man.
That guy is unreal.
I'm a Teamster, and the Teamsters are going for Trump.
That's what are the Teamsters going for Trump?
Yep.
So they're going to tell everybody they're going to vote Democratic, but when those boots close, the Teamsters are going Trump. Is that true?
I won't let you go because I'm on the road.
My brother. Thank you so much. Thank you, man. Thank you for the call. 800-848-9222. Let's go to David in Long Island. What's poppin', David?
How are you?
Beautiful, my brother. How are you? What's going on over there? You going to weekends at Bernie's?
Weekend at Bernie's too.
You're going out to North. You're going out to Vermont, to North Hero.
What is that?
He bought a new place. He's gonna have some. He's gonna have some sex slaves with Hillary Clinton. Just strap it on, and she'll have Huma Abedin running around naked. It's gonna be a beautiful thing. There she goes.
You're awesome, brother. You're awesome.
There she goes. Don't you love it? She laughs at us, but we can laugh at her too, right?
Absolutely. I mean, she's a joke. Come on now. I mean, she's zigzagging all over the place. She can't even walk up a flight of stairs. She can't even keep her convulsions up. I mean, she's having seizures left and right.
Isn't it all insulting that she's giving away American secrets? You know, Richard Nixon, I wish Bob Woodward from the Washington Post had all that vim and vigor when he went after Nixon. Nixon, these DNC break-in, and he sent the plumbers. He sent the plumbers, and they tried to do a cover-up, and he got whacked. He had to resign. So I don't understand. Hillary Clinton her activities, according to James Comey, he admitted it. She gave away classified information to uncleared people that didn't go through security clearance. She committed She committed espionage. She's a double agent, conceivably.
We're living in different times, my brother.
That is true. There's no doubt about it. But
the vaccines are in control right now.
Yeah, but when are we, David? When are we going to get? None of these reporters, none of these mainstream media people want to call out Hillary Clinton, ask her to resign. Everybody's getting paid off.
Exactly. The only one,
Sean Hannity.
Judge Janine. It's the only one who actually speaks.
Who's this?
Is Judge Janine.
Judge Janine is amazing. She should be at 9 o'clock. They should get rid of Megyn Kelly. Megyn Kelly's a piece. I'll give you that. But get rid of her. Fox would be on steroids if they had O'Reilly, Judge Janine at 9, Hannity at 10. They'd be off the hook. Oh, my God. David, thank you for the call. Thank you for the call, my brother. 800-848-9222. Let's go to Alex in Greenberg.
Frankie.
Yo.
Hey, Greenberg is wall-to-wall Frankie Russo country. I'm not proclaiming that, okay?
Wow, that's unbelievable. So are they going to vote for Trump?
Hell yes.
Please. We got to get Trump in, man.
You know what? The sissy boy, girly men Republicans. Did you see the foreign policy? These eggheads, these big wimps. And get this, Frankie. At the same time that these clowns did that, we got friends. Trump has got friends in the military because somehow it got leaked out that CENTCOM, you know this, Frank, was cooking the books.
Yeah, but that's not true. It's not CENTCOM. It's the staff of the Obama administration.
Yeah,
they're putting the heat on the military, bro. The military falls within the DOD, the CIA, and the CIA is purview to the president. The FBI falls to the Justice Department. They're at the purview. They work on commands from the executive branch. That's the executive branch of the United States government. We need our generals.
Great point. It's the dirty tricks like the Sidney Blumenthal, David Axelrod type, who is making the military look bad.
Right.
And they're cooking the books. That's it. Yeah.
How many times the generals? How many generals have been complaining about this? That the Obama administration don't want to look at the facts. Look at Libya. Look at Benghazi. One of the reasons, I'm not saying it's the only reason, but one of the reasons why they had that big cover-up and killed and allowed the 4 Americans to get killed because of the narrative of the re-election campaign. The interest of they didn't want that to show that obviously it's Al-Qaeda, the Al-Qaeda affiliate Ansar al-Sharia, according to all intents and purposes, performed the activity, but it really wasn't even them. It was the Quds Force, according to Kenneth Timmerman, that did the horrific hit on Benghazi. The Quds Force of General Soleimani with Hezbollah. So
it's fascinating. It's a scandal how everybody's circling the wagons. This is all an attempt to get people who are following things, to get us discouraged way before the real big guns come out against Trump in October. They're trying to do this, and all these guys, some of these Republicans are totally panicking, and they're just way too panicky. Trump's very cool. This is what I heard. He's absolutely ready.
He's a winner. Trump's a winner. But you want to know something? I believe, and quite frankly, in all honesty, I believe the Democrats are very concerned about Trump. That these polls are so fixed. They got hard. If you listen to the Washington Post and the new NBC, they came out with a poll with a 15+ Democrat to Republican ratio. Now that's a flawed model. Because according to all intents and purposes, it's my understanding, it's 6 Dems to 1 Republican. So that's a more all likelihood and all probability to be a more accurate model as opposed to having a 15-1 and all this propaganda and all this. I mean, bro, thank you for the call, Alex.
Hey, sure. Okay, Frankie.
800-848-9222. Great calls tonight, man. Let's go to Bill in New Jersey. I got 5 minutes left. This is the Frankie Russo Show. Can you handle it?
Hey, Frankie, how are you?
Beautiful.
How are you?
Beautiful. How about you?
Very good, very good. Now, I just want to bring up a point about Hillary's emails.
Let me hear.
Okay, so first of all, I believe that the Russians, the Chinese, they already have all her emails.
You're probably right.
And if she gets elected, they're going to use those emails to blackmail her.
Right.
And get them to follow their agenda, not the American agenda. So we have to work really hard to make sure that our country isn't sold down the river by Hillary Clinton.
Absolutely, Bill. And so let me ask you, what do you think about this thing that she's actually getting intel briefings now? Doesn't that concern you?
course it concerns me because she's going to be showing those briefings around the world.
Right? I mean, basically, quite frankly, in all likelihood, in all probability, you're right, based on the data that's come out on this lady, right?
Yeah, it's a scary proposition.
And I find it rather troubling that nobody in the United States government, besides Donald Trump and a few of his surrogates like Rice Priebus, I got to shout out Rice Priebus today. He did a great job at one of the Trump rallies. And then we got Sean Hannity. He did a great job. And then we got O'Reilly. We got Judge Jeanine. I mean, we got some people helping us here. But quite frankly, in all likelihood, in all probability, this lady has access to intel briefings, and nobody's concerned about it. And people with a straight face from the mainstream media tell us that Trump is the problem. Trump is the problem? It's funny. I went into a store today, and not to get off the subject, I went into a store today, or a few days ago, and, I dropped a few dollars. I'm into vitamins and stuff, I dropped a few dollars, and what I found crazy was, after I gave the money and I purchased some vitamins, right? I'm into supplements and I'm into some. I've been doing it my whole life. I love it, And I'm in this place. I got friends over there. I go over there, and after I did the transaction, everybody went on their iPhone. So I'm like, this is crazy. We're so distracted with our media and what we're doing, which, right, okay, I'm not judging nobody. Do your thing. Live your life, But the truth be told, we're looking at between the economy, between the radical Islamists that are coming across the border, between the radical Islamists in the border, we can't even get a bill, H.R. 5194, passed. Muslim Brotherhood is a foreign terrorist organization. That if based on the Holy Land Foundation trial, if none of these congressmen could sign off on Michelle Bachmann, Trent Franks' bill, H.R. 5194, they're all radical Islamists. What do you think of that?
I think you're right.
Right?
I think you're 100% right. Yeah, 100%.
My brother, thank you for the call. 800-848-9222. Let's go to Big Dom. We're winding down. We're pumping the Trump tonight.
Yeah, Frankie, how you doing, man?
What's up, brother? I'm winding down.
First-time caller. I want to say all this brainwashing about voting for Hillary is just as bad as Hitler brainwashing the whole freaking nation.
Right?
Trump's the man. That's all I got to say. Portchester, New York, Frankie Russo country.
Wow. You're making my night tonight, man. 800-848-9222. Let's go to Joyce. Let's go to Three-Eyed Lady. We'll close out with her. We'll go to Joyce. We got a minute. What's up, Joyce? You there? You there, Joyce?
10 seconds.
Oh, we got 10 seconds up. I can't keep up with this show. Can't keep up with this.
Say happy birthday, Mom.
Happy birthday, Moms.
Happy birthday.
I'll see you in the future. Frankie Russo, yeah.
This program was independently sponsored by Frankie Russo.